The 8th of March 2024, a day to celebrate as phenomenal women. My name is Patricia Lukoma. Mpango Mgalo Mohammed is with us on sign language, and as we straight away head into the detailed bulletin, President Yoweri Museveni has challenged the people of Teso sub-region in eastern Uganda to embrace more commercial farming ventures other than citrus farming. Museveni lists poultry, dairy and fish farming as serious avenues that will drive people, including women, out of poverty. This was during the Women's Day celebrations in Katakwi, where the president revealed a new campaign to enforce free education in government schools as an avenue towards consolidating women emancipation. Henry Okurut reports.
And some of the families have got out of poverty. So, this is a true story, it's not a fiction. This Musoga boy was marrying the Munyankole girl. Now, according to the underdevelopment of the African economies, you have the practice of the boy paying bride price for the girl. That's why the Karamojong finish one another with the Turkanas, killing one another to get cows to go and pay for women. Backwardness, underdevelopment. So when the Basoga family went to Ankole, because of the work we have done there, after the family didn't ask for bride price from the boy. But after the wedding, the family of the girl told the family of the boy, you go and pick cows you want. You go and pick cows you want. And then these people said, but we are not supposed to pick cows, we're supposed to bring cows. They say, no, this is our God, we give you the cows. How many? Namuganda told me 90. They couldn't believe. But that's what happens once the families get out of that very low level of poverty. All my girls have been married. I am a big judge now, big grandfather. But I am the one who pays bride price for them when they get married. I accompany them with the cows. So please, don't jump. The women emancipation program must be organic. It can't be just legislation. That's not the whole society must change.
Now, more in that story will be coming to you in our subsequent bulletin. Now, as we move ahead, women in Katakwi have praised the leadership of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for improving lives of women, especially in the health sector, and putting them in leadership positions, which has economically transformed them. This was during an empowerment event organized in Katakwi by the Office of the National Chairman of NRM and the Vice President Jessica Alupo.
Uganda today joined the rest of the world to mark International Women's Day amidst a reflection on how women can further be empowered to participate in self-development activities.
I thank President Museveni and Alupo for money for PDM. Since I got that money, I'm not the same way I used to be. There's a step ahead, and I'm very, very happy.
Pregnant mothers were there, so it was hard. But at least since she added that ambulance, I can see life is now easy. They transport sick people, as you can see. Now there are 2 that have passed. At least the situation is not all that like it was.
Akror Betty, a resident of Toroma County in Katakwi district, said women have benefited greatly because they are now directly involved in developmental activities.
They have benefited because they enter in groups. Like those days when I was young, we had no VSLAs, those banks, small banks that offer loans. We were not there. But now women are able to access those financial services. They are near. Even security is okay. Some of us make business from 5 again to 10.
You realize that most families here have been brought up by women and they are doing well. We have markets here, and when you go and count people who are making money doing business, 90% of them, a bigger percentage is women. That tells me that we have a lot to do about women. Women need to be more empowered.
However, the women highlighted some challenges they are still grappling with in various spheres, especially gender-based violence and early marriage of teenage girls, among others.
As a woman, my husband has not been allowing me to do business. I've been suffering. You can ask him, he buy for us, there's no money, and he's not allowing you to go and do business. You have to sit.
BV is still there. Gender-based violence, it is also there. You find that when a woman conceives, the man can feel like chasing the woman or even denying the pregnancy.
On behalf of the Office of the National Chairman of NRM, Kapololo Norman, who represented Hajati Hadija Namyalo, distributed maternity kits, sewing machines, hair dryers and hose to women in this area.
Our aim is to fight poverty. Now we have come with some of, let me use a simple word. These are weapons.
Katakwi Resident District Commissioner assured women that the government will continue supporting them, especially in providing grants and other incentives to help them earn a living.
So therefore, this government is not using only one route or one pronged approach in fighting poverty or improving the livelihoods of the people. It is using multi-pronged approaches in programs, especially.
Story compiled by Joseph Mwingo for UBC News.
Now, young women in schools have been encouraged to stand up on their own and be defensive in fighting challenges faced in societies. This was disclosed by Honorable Michael Mawanda, a Igara East Member of Parliament, while celebrating International Women's Day in Mukono.
Celebrating International Women's Day, young girls at St. Michael High School, Mukono, have been encouraged and empowered to stand up for their own in society.
We know that if we educate a girl child, then that girl child will be empowered, will be able to move a milestone. And once they're empowered, then they will do things on their own, because we have a lot of domestic violence in the country, and we know that when we empower the girl child, they will stand up on their own. And once a woman stands up, then will also stand up for others.
The school marked the day by giving opportunities to girls to participate in different activities.
Not to forget, today is Women's Day, a day to empower and appreciate every woman who has impacted wisdom to the Pearl of Africa. It is a great pleasure that Uganda supports women's leadership.
The director of the school, Michael Mawanda, Igara East legislator, urged these young girls to be active and hardworking so as to take up big positions in society once they complete their education.
That there is still space for them to participate. They can able to compete with men. And as you can see, women are also taking up very important roles and responsibilities in society. Unlike in the past when they used to think that the role of women was in the kitchen. It has now changed and we continue to wish them well.
Mawanda, however, thanked the NRM government for peace and fronting women at different positions.
What were women doing by 1994 and what are they doing in 2024? So we need to take stock and see.
The International Women's Day was marked under the theme Accelerating Gender Equality Through Economic Empowerment. Lydia Chomkama, UBC News.
Now, still on Women's Day celebrations, as Uganda joins the rest of the world to celebrate International Women's Day, female journalists in Uganda taking strides towards economic empowerment in a bid to combat issues like sexual harassment for favors, and they are tapping into entrepreneurship and financial literacy.
Because Umwa is really ours and we have to make it shine. And we all need to be ambassadors. So ladies, please tweet.
In a recent entrepreneurship training organized by Uganda Media Women's Association WUMWA in collaboration with the Embassy of Iceland in Kampala, female journalists were equipped with essential skills for economic independence. Margaret Sentamu, the executive director of WUMWA, emphasized the importance of diversifying income streams, cautioning against reliance on a single paycheck.
So that they can start monetizing the content for a fee, but also starting some side businesses so that they do not leave the profession, but they are in the profession, they can get the little that they are getting, but in addition to that little that they are getting, they could be generating some income outside their careers. And we have learned a lot in this session because we got experiences from several people who have made it in the media.
Furthermore, Hatima Nalugwa Sekaya, a journalist, highlighted the potential of internet for creative income generation among female journalists.
Stay focused. All these challenges will be there. You'll find these barriers, but if you're focused, you're persistent, and you, for the love of what you do, because my spending these so many years in this industry is because I have a passion for delivering the news, passion for speech.
Irene Abalo Otto stressed the significance of embracing technology to enhancing productivity and relevance in various fields.
Entrepreneurs, as a journalist, it can be in the profession where you have the skill, because after 17 years or 16 years in the same profession, I have learned things. I have really honed my skill in the media. So I have to look for opportunities within the media, and that's what I did. So right now, I am a consultant trainer on online harassment and digital safety. And digital safety because everybody is on their smartphone. Every media house wants to be online. Every person wants to be online, but how do you stay safe online? And that for me is the challenge I found I could make a business idea out of.
The two-day training focused on developing business ideas, crafting sustainable business plans, mastering financial management, and monetizing techniques. Brian Tumwenebiaruhanga, UBC News.
Many of us are spending.
Now, as celebrations for the 2023 Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education results go on across the country, it has been noted that government and the traditional schools are underperforming, especially when it comes to science subjects, something that calls for urgent attention.
Parents, teachers and students continue celebrating the 2023 Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education results.
I've scored above 10 points, meaning that all our students who start from here, the 200 of them, they have all qualified with minimum requirements to go to the university and other institutions of learning.
We thank you for the gift of our lives. Amen. I declare that further this year, get maximum 20 points, many and many.
Today, Sanyutino best candidate who have fed. I know what Amakumi are points.
At St. Michael's Sunday in Namugongo, the best performing student, to Mwebaze Praise, scored 20, with the rest coming close with 19 aggregates.
Persistence, endurance has really helped us both on the side of the teachers and also the students.
It is really so big. I'm so happy that he has enabled me. And I pray that you two other guys who are still in A-level, O-level, you have to have faith in yourself.
Though my dream was to get 20 and I didn't make it to the 20, I thank God for what I have today.
In Matuga, Kawanda and the nearing areas, there are a number of schools that have performed well.
I'm literally happy and I thank God that we passed. I personally, I got 15 points.
Now, this is the second year we are getting very good results. The other year we had a student who got 19 points out of 20. This time our best candidate, Natamba Naomi, got 18 points.
My name is Zarango Rachel and I was doing health, history, economics and Luganda. I got 16 points.
I've been studying from Lugova High School and I've managed to get 17 points with a combination of history and Luganda shock ICT.
Baffe bakoledde ddala bulungi nnyo ngeyasinze yafunye points 17 abamugoberedde babadde ba 16.
The Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education celebrations have not spared schools in Masaka district.
We have to have supervision, the head teacher, the deputy, the DOSs. Once you have effective supervision, the teachers will be able to deliver.
They treated us as their children. Support from the parents and our colleagues. That's all made us succeed.
Twatuza abaana 20, abaana 18 balina principals pass 3, twebaza Katondo Rachel.
For the districts of Rakai, Chotera and Kalisizo, both students and teachers are in celebratory mood.
Wano Christ the King tulabye improvement trend. When you compare omwaka gwe twasokera mu ng'atwakava mu COVID yasinga yafuna 14.
It's being the fact that we are a girls' school, they give us the time to focus, and most of all, they put rules and regulations that favor both us, that don't push us to the wall.
In Mukono, Buyukwe and Jinja, similar celebrations are still on.
To declare that we have received our results of A-level and they have been very successful results.
The results are back and I have scored highly, 17 points.
A deputy teacher, Wanyang Girls Secondary School, the mighty school. Our best candidate is Akelo Deborah with 18 points. She did physics, math, and art.
We had 25 candidates who searched for senior 6, and out of the 25 we have Kasasiro Jacobo, who is the best scorer with 18 points.
We have the best performers being Ocho Emmanuel, who scored 19 with a combination of BCM and ICT.
I was applied when I heard the news that I've got 20 points.
Lumi Colin Paul, who was offering the combination of BCM, ICT, and scored 20 points.
Director of Studies A-level and in charge of science. We did well. Our best students had 18 points. Mugaya Rafat.
The first student getting 20 for 20. The second student got 18 for 20.
We sat 3 students. 3 of them have got 17 points.
but our assessment, they all qualified to go to universities.
Across all the 83 students that sat for USCE last year, we have 100% of this team qualifying to join public universities.
At Bwirinyagi Girls Secondary School, a former campus to the First Lady and Minister of Education, Janet Kataha Museveni, all went as planned.
I had scored 19 points, history B.
We are very thankful to the Lord and to the staff, to the parents and students for these wonderful results.
Where we have registered the best student with 18 points.
We are very happy our students have performed. We are so much happy with
Zambia Hillside Western Campus in Mbara City, Kagadi SS, Kagadi People's SS, St. Adolphe SS, Bunyoro SS and St. Francis Xavier in Kagadi District all scored highly.
Candidates who sat 2023 and they incredibly performed very well. We are grateful to God, who has always been our foundation from the time we started up to now.
My first choice is Makerere University, and my second choice is UC University.
And at Kagadi SS, we imagined one of the best schools here around the Bunyoro region.
I managed to follow hard work, listening to teachers, doing groups, accepting what teachers tell you, doing a lot of research.
Key among these celebrations is that they have left out government schools.
Many parents are deciding or influencing the student's career, not even first evaluating how a student can really perform.
Well, especially in the rural schools, we are lacking scholastic materials. The chemicals are very expensive.
When we go to the instructional materials, they are always very limited, or even they are absent, they are not there.
To me as an educationist, there are two reasons. One, when they admit these students who have performed very well, they assume everyone is bright and the teachers don't pay attention to them.
In other celebrations across the country, many glorified God for the success.
Nebaza Allah olw'okuba nti twakoze n'emikwano gyange era nga nze ndasobodde okufuna points 17.
Manya gange Sekenjero Sheila ngava ku St. Lawrence Horizon Campus nawadde nkola head stroke ICT nga nafunye obubonero 18 points.
Nze mugamba Isaac Dennis, head teacher St. Lawrence Teens High School Horizon. Njagala okwebaza Katonda kuba yatusobosezza okukola obulungi.
Well, kudos to the schools that performed well as students that highly scored so well. Now, I heard Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Dr. Mary Goreti Kitutu, has called upon donors to sponsor people in Karamoja to go to areas which have fought climate change through nature-based solutions. Kitutu was officiating at the launch of a 5-year 20 billion shillings project of building resilience and conflict-affected and fragile communities of Karamoja Break.
A 5-year project of building resilience in conflict-affected and fragile communities of Karamoja has been launched in Karamoja sub-region.
Declare the BRICS project launched.
Namely, Natunke and River here in Morocco district, Mororo and Timo in Kabong district, and Nakapeli Moru and Regen in Kotido district.
The project is funded by the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, and the Korean government through Korea International Cooperation Agency, KOICA. The over 20 billion Ugandan shillings project will be implemented in 3 districts of Karamoja sub-region, Moroto and Kabong. But how was the project developed and what are its goals?
The aim of the big project is to promote sustainable development through capacity building to manage socio-economic risks and gender-responsive livelihoods targeting Karamoja. This project will therefore focus on fostering peaceful coexistence among cross-border communities and increasing income for vulnerable households through environmentally friendly livelihood process.
Minister of State for Relief, Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Esther Devinia Anyakon, commends donors for the project.
For work and these areas that are going to help the people. Of course, we have a very big challenge of the droughts here. We feel water is going to be one of the most important aspects in terms of food security and also cash for work. And this is going to help our people in money economy to be able to have money in their pockets. So I believe it's going to be one of the best projects we have. But only that we have to ensure that we have a political level of supervision and also the technical level of supervision.
Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Dr. Margaret Kitutu, officiated the launch of BRIC project in Rupa Sub-County, Moroto District.
And Tanzania. There are areas in Amboseli and I think there is another one called Kuku in Kenya where they are using what we call nature-based solutions. And they are saying you just dig it and you will be able to regreen the area and you get rainfall. I said, really? I said, okay, how can you do that? So if there could be a window in this project to carry people from here, they either go to where it is being done in Tanzania and it is being done in Kenya, they could come back and begin.
Kitutu called for peace and security in the region to allow development. Leaders in the 3 districts of Kotido, Moroto and Kabong committed to support the project. Some of the key interventions of the project will include provision of water resources as an enabling dimension of peace and security, enhancing the functional capacity of peace committees, conducting community outreach on the key developmental topics, facilitating cross-border cooperation, offering psychosocial support, implementing cash for work initiatives, delivering training in digital literacy and entrepreneurship, supporting small startups, and providing vocational training for youth. The function was attended by the Korean ambassador to Uganda, Park Sang-so, country director of Korean International Cooperative Agency, Jihi-an, and other DCs, members of parliament, local leaders, and security officials. Moriniga compiled this report.
Now, in the area of women rights, women activists under the different umbrellas are seeking government intervention on the increasing cases of femicide and domestic violence among women. In their Women's Day message, women demanded for reinforcement of laws to penalize perpetrators and to protect victims.
No one has the right to take away one's life, regardless of what they have done.
Femicide is the intentional murder of women or girls because of their gender vulnerability. In most cases, this is sometimes done by perpetrators that have some relationship or issues against the victims. Under their different umbrellas of Ubuntu and UNESCO, women's organizations are concerned over the increasing cases of femicide, especially around Kampala and some urban towns.
And the trend is particularly worrying because these killings have taken place in absolute impunity.
Documented statistics of cases of femicide since December 2023 to February 2024 indicate at least 8 cases that were reported within this period. Among the victims included Madrin Nakuya, a resident of Butenge village who was discovered dead on 15th December, Lydia Nalanga, who was killed and dumped on the roadside in Chigombia, and Flavia Najuko, who was killed in Masaka, among others.
If a person is reporting a case of violation, then let it be treated as such. Because one of the things that we have been talking about is oppression.
In condemning the act, women activists have called for reinforcement of laws to penalize perpetrators, tracking of cases, and carrying out of independent investigations into all killings.
It is fundamental human rights obligation that is essential for reducing gender inequality, empowering women to reach their full potential, and creating inclusive and equitable communities and society. Investing in women will accelerate progress to inspire the inclusion of all women in their diversity, which benefits not only our country, but also our region, continent, and the entire world.
In commemoration of Women's Day, women activists and human rights defenders have called for reinforcement of available laws to protect women and a spirited move to create a safe environment for all women.
So for these laws, they need to be strengthened, and that is why we are talking about having a specific law that addresses the intentional killing of women.
Because no one deserves to die unlawfully because at the hands of another person.
The 2024 Women's Day theme is Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress with a focus on addressing economic disempowerment, and the campaign theme is Inspire Inclusion. Susan Naung and Andrew Sebira reporting for ABC TV.
And in court in Fort Portal, children of the late Juma Hussein want Fort Portal High Court to cancel a 73-acre land title being claimed by Beatrice Nyendombi Karanja, widow to former Kenyan Vice President Dr. Joseph Njuguna Karanja. The children allege that Nyendombi Karanja fraudulently acquired their father's land, to whom she claimed to have borrowed over 12,000 Kenyan shillings for treatment way back in 1987.
For over 6 years now, the children and the family of the late Juma Hussein, who was a resident of Fort Portal, have been in court claiming 73 acres of their father's estate, situated at Chakayuguru Habugonga sub-county in Kabarore district. According to the affidavit's on court record, the children are accusing Nyendombi Beatrice Karanja for fraudulently acquiring their father's land, alleging to have borrowed him 12,000 Kenyan shillings for treatment. Well as not, the case before Judge Vincent Wangona was filed by the 6 children of the late Juma Hussein against Beatrice Nyendombi Karanja, the widow of former Kenyan Vice President Dr. Joseph Njuguna Karanja. While in court, Beatrice Karanja's 8th witness, Osmos Kateba, a lawyer, told court that he commissioned the documents confirming the sale of 73 acres of land to Beatrice Karanja by Hussein Juma. The copy of the document was attended in court. The 9th witness was Kagolo Godfrey Kabazuduka, Dean of Students at Finis University, and a cousin to Beatrice Nyendombi. Kagolo told court that in 1987, he delivered 50,000 Kenyan shillings to Hussein Juma for treatment while at his office at Metropole Building in Kampala. The money he got from Nyendombi Beatrice.
Are you guessing whether he made an acknowledgement?
My Lord, the fact that I cannot cash it and I cannot present it before this court, my statement says likely because I have no proof. But I am certain he did, because the transfer of 50,000 Kenyan shillings cannot today go without being acknowledged.
Magdusman Kabega is the lawyer representing Beatrice Nyendombi Karanja.
Our prayer to court is that she must submit court recognizes that she bought land from Hussein and that she should be allowed to use her land.
The 2 witnesses were cross-examined by the petitioner's lawyer Richard Beluka, who talked to UBS after court.
Yeah, on our part, we find that to be not true, because 50,000 Kenya shillings is a lot of money. The witness stated he did not keep the acknowledgement, the one who had given him the money, and we dispute that claim.
Judge Vincent Wangona adjourned the case to 25th April 2024 for further hearing of evidence from Nyendombi's witnesses. Hakim Hussein, a son of the deceased Juma Hussein, alleges delayed justice for 6 years in court.
But the truth of the matter is that there was no agreement. There was no, she claims it is a verbal transaction, but nobody buys land verbally. So it's just a fabrication.
Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Now, a children's home in Leras City has passed out 25 professionals out of the several destitute children who were admitted during the LRA insurgency in northern Uganda. The 25 are part of hundreds of vulnerable children being supported in schools by the children of the nation.
You can educate someone, but if you don't guide them well, they may not become the people you want them to be. But I've really witnessed that they were properly guided.
Sharon Nakelonai, graduate with a bachelor's degree in law, is a living testament to the transformative power of COTN. Sharon lost her father in cold blood when the LRA rebels attacked their village in Aleptong district before they relocated to an IDP camp in Liram.
As young as I was a lonely child. I was at home alone.
She found herself selling street food to survive before COTN intervened.
I used to sleep in a tarpaulin, but when I joined COTN, they gave me a permanent home with spring beds where we enjoyed, we would jump everywhere. I am who I am because of God and because of COTN. You have inspired me a lot to the extent that I also want to go on and sponsor other children.
Today, she stands ready to practice law. Sharon's story is one of many. Joshua Wang, another graduate, found his calling as a skilled plumber thanks to COTN's support.
God has enabled me to work with the engineering brigade at the airport.
These 25 graduates represent a fraction of COTN's impact.
And we had the first 29 whom we brought in care, and upon giving them shelter and food, we realized that they also needed to go to school. And so fast forward 2006, today we have close to 400.
The organization currently cares for 400 children across Uganda, providing them with shelter, food, education and mentorship.
We watched both the sadness of your life and the choices you made, to the joys of watching you walk down this aisle today. You have worked hard.
Last year, the school took home the national trophy after emerging the best in the Stanbic Bank Schools Championship. On her part, Miriam Nuru, the senior probation officer for Lira City, commended COTN's work and urged the public to support such institutions.
I appreciate the mothers. We call them nannies in the children's home. I've interacted with most of them. You really have a parenting love.
Lira City now has 5 children's homes serving the needy in the region. Eddie Olwa, UBC News.
As Uganda joins the rest of the world to commemorate the International Women's Day, women in Bugisu sub-region have commended government for the establishment of COO Industrial Park, Uganda, Mbale, which they say has greatly impacted on their standards of living.
Located in Bugisu sub-region on a 2.51 square kilometer piece of land, COO Industrial Park Mbale had its groundbreaking in 2017 and was officially opened on 19th March 2019 by His Excellency the President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. The park currently employs over 4,000 workers with 70% female. The workforce is made up of skilled, semi-skilled and unskilled people, including widows, school dropouts and single mothers who offer services in different factories where they earn a living.
Yeah, work is going so well. Yeah, as a company, we are working to achieve our company benefits and objectives. So work is not bad at all.
Karo Kayeji, a single mother of 3 children, explains that after leaving her marriage, life became challenging until she got a job at COO Industrial Park. Kayeji is now hopeful of a bright future with her children.
When you get an emergency, we always go to the right people and they provide us emergency. We are given a break of 2 hours. That's from 12 up to 2. So in that period, you have every freedom to breastfeed your child.
Being the majority at COO Park, these women cannot underrate the challenges of nature like menstruation periods among others that they go through, which can affect the progress of their work. Some women by nature are shy and cannot open up to their bosses about the pressing issues affecting them, especially while at work. Sharon Nashale, a factory supervisor, explains that the factory management put up suggestion boxes around the park for workers to express their pressing issues without fear.
Ayinza okukola ki, ayinza owandiika for example ekizibu kye n'akitwala mu suggestion box n'akisuula mu kati bano ba administrator bagenda ne babikola because bazigula after every 2 weeks bwe bagulawo ne basanga ensonga.
Aisha Igeu, who joined CNO Park at 24 years of age as personal assistant to the park manager and later promoted to assistant administrator, reveals that Chinese investors are gender sensitive, a principle that has maintained smooth running of tasks at the park. In some organizations, women are subjected to sexual and other forms of harassment, leading them to be demotivated, hence leaving their jobs.
There isn't human harassment with our bosses. Indeed, we are the people we are working with. It's like we have some respect, and our bosses are like also give us respect. They don't harass us. So that time I've been here, I've not heard about any sexual harassment to anybody by our bosses.
Given the nature of the work where some employees may be exposed to accidents and injuries during execution of their tasks, the park management has prioritized safety measures to ensure good working environment.
The companies here have insurance. We have workman's compensation insurance. So in case a staff gets injured during the process of work, we have hospitals which we are in touch with. We have Mount Elgon Hospital, Bale. We have People's Hospital, Bale. We have IMC. So in case a staff gets injured there, and then we take that staff to the hospital.
Aisha Igeu, the assistant administrator, COO Industrial Park, Mbale, Uganda, says the management is embarking on establishment of a committee to counsel and guide the workers on safety and financial management.
We are building up a committee to help at least guide the staffs around the park. Mostly because the people working in the park, we have school dropouts, we have the single mothers, we have the ongoing school students who work during holidays. So they need proper guidance. So we are building up a committee which can help into guidance and counseling, especially on the issues concerning safety diseases and how to manage the money you're earning from the park.
COO Industrial Park Mbale is one of the 22 industrial parks established across the country under President Museveni's proposal to promote Uganda's industrial sector in addition to curbing unemployment among Ugandans. Story compiled by Muhammad Yiga for UBC News.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting it. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
Have you packed more with Harbour jelly and Harbour foam?
Yes, we packed.
It will protect your skin from skin rashes.
Morbid pack.
It is a new improved Morbid Harbour jelly. So soft and smooth.
It is a Morbid Harbour jelly.
Tell me, kids, the scent? Any irritations? No more rashes and irritations. Movit Harbour Jelly and Harbour Soap is rich in natural herbs for a smooth and glowing skin.
Movit all day confidence.
The government of Uganda and the Uganda Bureau of Statistics is calling upon all stakeholders such as the chief administrative officers, city mayors, resident city commissioners, city clerks, city and division councillors, wards and LC chairpersons, as well as the residents and business communities to cooperate with the UBOS field teams as we embark on advanced preparations to conduct the National Population and Housing Census on the 10th of May 2024. The census will be a 10-day exercise to obtain statistical data and information that will be used for planning and policy formulation, including information on 1. How many we are, 2. Where we are, 3. How we are living, 4. What we own, and 5. Where we access services from. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics has now started listing of households and mapping in the 11 cities of Arua, Fort Portal, Gulu, Hoima, Jinja, Lira, Mbale, Masaka, Mbarara, Soroti, and in the Greater Kampala comprising of Kampala, Wakiso, and Mukono districts. For more information, please call 0755 342 128 or 0773 342 128. This message is brought to you by the Executive Director and Census Commissioner, Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Census 2024. It matters to be counted.
Hi Fifi, how are you?
I'm fine.
Baby,
Whenever I eat chips and chicken, I feel stomachache, joint pain and body weakness.
My dear, go to Timex Nutrition Center and learn the best food for your body. And get treatment according to your blood group.
Are you sure?
Yes.
By the way, do you know your blood group, genotype, and how much you need to exercise? Come to Timex Nutrition Center for professional advice on how to manage your health and immune boosting. At Timex, we treat diseases like diabetes, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, pressure, and many more. For details, find us at our headquarters in Kampala on Nasa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor. We also have a branch in Barara, or call us on 0758 819952 or 0778 288361. Timex, be your own doctor.
Attention everyone, the Ministry of Health has planned to vaccinate all persons aged 1 year to 60 years old to protect them against yellow fever disease. The mass vaccination will take place in 53 districts in these regions: Kampala, Uganda, Teso, Ankole and Karamoja. Vaccination is free and available at all government health facilities and outreach posts in these regions. The vaccination campaign will take place from April 2nd to April 8th, 2024. The vaccine is safe, effective and free of charge and has been approved by World Health Organization and Ministry of Health. This message is from Ministry of Health with support from Gavi.
Welcome back. It's time for us to delve in the world of business. Now, as the month of March counts in, various financial institutions in Uganda are commemorating campaigns to uphold the participation of women in the financial sector of Uganda, highlighting financial inclusion and education, wealth management and equity. DFCU Bank and Equity Bank were at the helm of these campaigns commemorating women at the month.
Long gone are the days in Uganda when women were sidelined from the financial sector. It's now slightly over 4 decades since majority of women in the country were able to own a bank account to manage their earned finances, regardless of working formally and informally.
In life as women, we need to connect and have meaningful connections that add value to what we are doing, at what we intend to do in life. And even when we are no longer there, those meaningful connections should be able to add value to the people that we care for.
Financial institutions alike are employing more women at various levels of their administrative structures to help level up their access to opportunities.
COVID happened, some people are still recovering from COVID.
This is a dialogue hosted by DFCU Bank with a select group of their women customers, deliberating about wealth management.
It allows you to give your...
Since 2007, the bank has been empowering women entrepreneurs doing business at small and medium enterprise levels, registering commendable success.
One of the things that the program does, it not only helps you build your wealth, it helps you grow that wealth, but grow it sustainably. And if you listen to many of the testimonials, it was geared towards making your business better.
In Uganda, an estimated 77% of females are engaged in agricultural work, yet women's contribution is usually underestimated and underappreciated.
How to produce what you need to produce. 2, we also give them advice around how to make agriculture a business, not just producing for yourself, but also producing for a business point of view.
Abachala Kuntiko is Equity Bank's equivalent to the Women in Business program, but Equity Bank focuses on the non-corporate women entrepreneurs who are ascending out of the gender socio-economic stereotypes.
For a very long time, there have been barriers around this in terms of security or collateral. Traditionally, banks will usually ask for securities like land, which they don't own. And sometimes it has been very hard to explain to our counterparts, our spouses, the males on the role that the women play in the financial management problem.
Ebisale ebisinga obungi abakyala ekitwetera okubanga ebizibu nti batutera ssente ntulowooza nti ssente tezimala. Ekisooka ekyo nkiwakanya nti teri ssente etamala naye wabula embudgetinga gye tubudgetinga yereeta obuzibu.
Nachitende Prosi decampaigns ladies that do not budget for every shilling they receive from their husbands or earnings.
Mba neetaaga nti tugeze bampadde mutwalo. Abaana bange bazze ne bangamba mami leo twagala kulya kyennyanja. Sijja kunoba lwakuba nti abaana bansabye ekyennyanja nga sikiina. Mba nina okukwata ku zange oba ku zensevinga.
Campaigners are cognizant of the continued stereotypes in the several communities, but are determined to address them holistically.
And the only approach to this that we can do it delicately is through training. So we usually start with the women, but these days the men are coming along. Some of the ladies that came here today came along with their husbands and came along with their business partners who may not be their husbands but who also want to learn.
The role of financial institutions in eradicating extreme poverty for all people to survive above $2.15 must be a pivotal goal to achieve the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Wadulo Mark Arnold for UBC Business.
Thank you very much there, Wadulo Mark Arnold. Now, the Indian Business Forum and Uganda Revenue Authority have had a dialogue aimed at addressing key concerns facing the business community. Let's hear more in this report.
The Indian Business Forum has engaged with officials from Uganda Revenue Authority, Ministry of Finance and Uganda National Bureau of Standards to find ways on how to work together to boost revenue collection and business environment.
Because there was no this kind of one-to-one meeting with UR in past with such a, you can see the number of the business community. So what happened, many times we were getting the wrong information or maybe were misguided by the, either I can say by our auditor or our staff or your staff. But once you are sitting one-to-one with the respective department head, now you are very clear that what you have asked, what is the way forward. So we had many questions. We have a 15-60 question which CG has already addressed. One was of course about the IFRIS invoice when there's no power or no network. So they have given immediate solution. On the spot, you find we are giving you 24 hours. There's no one is going to put a penalty.
So this dialogue of talking with each other is a win-win situation. And everybody mandatory is required to pay taxes. And you must pay your taxes, right? But it's hard, you know, either you can put a gun in your head and take taxes or you do it in a nice way. You know, so I think this is a question of having a dialogue and do it in a nice way. And everybody should know that it works.
As a key government agency that facilitates trade, URA believes it's necessary for them to get involved in discussions aimed at improving business relationships and harmonizing differences.
We've had a range of very fruitful discussions on the different topics on how we can support one another. And our conclusion after the 4-hour engagement was that we have a common benefit and a common interest in improving the business environment because it is businesses that are thriving that contribute the revenue that we look for.
The Indian Business Forum, that has existed for a decade, is an arm of the Indian Association of Uganda, whose goal is to address challenges facing the community. Alisa Liradafin for UBC News.
Ebiseera by'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu kano kalippagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *5*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erunganisibwa banka enkulu ya Uganda.
Special announcement. The Secretary General of the National Resistance Movement, NRM, informs party members and the entire public that the membership registration exercise will run from Wednesday 13th to Sunday the 17th of March 2024. You are therefore requested to go to your branches or villages to participate in the display, update, and registration of your details. Those confirmed dead, left the area, or crossed to other political parties should be publicly deleted from the register, while the new residents and those who have come of age be added. Please note that every member must show up in person, and only registered individuals will participate in the internal party structure elections and party primaries.
Welcome back and into the world of sports. Mbogo High School Kawempe student and badminton player Swabla Nanyombe has scored 17 points in the just released 2023 Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education results. She was part of the team in All Africa Schools Championship in Zimbabwe, where Uganda emerged winners. John Barnes Sentimo reports.
It's hard for many to balance books and sports, but Swabula Nanyombe doesn't belong to that category. After scoring 17 points in the 2023 Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education examinations. Swabula is a badminton national team player who on many occasions, even during her final year at school, kept representing Uganda at the global stage.
Yeah, I was a candidate in Form 6 and I couldn't leave my sport because I had to play because the game was helping me to pay for my school fees. So I had to balance my books and balance the game. So in a week, I used to train like 3 days. I trained 3 days. Classes end at 4:30. So after 4:30, I go to the arena and I play up to 9. Then from 9, I go and I study. I study preps and then go for extensions until 11. Yeah, that's how I managed to balance my time for my game and my school.
The school head teacher advised other sports personalities to seek decent results and also lauded teachers that sacrifice over and above normal schedule to benefit sports personalities.
Teachers are so good in that they spare extra time outside the normal timetable and come and take these national players through the work that was covered while they were away. If there are, for example, tests, when they get back, they do the tests. And teachers actually mark their tests and do revision with them. And that actually helps them to cope with whatever the teachers teach when these girls are out on national duty.
Mbogo High School Kawempe is a true example that doesn't just pay lip service to the issue of extracurricular activities, but rather engages its students in serious sports competition.
And that's all we had time for. Thank you so much for being a part of us and allowing us into your space. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango. Mugalu Mohammed has been with us on sign language. Let's meet again at 10 o'clock. Stay with us.